Hello, everybody.
Hey guys.
We're
Good
glad
afternoon.
we're glad you're here after a 2-week hiatus from podcasting, and we're excited about today's topic. Something that you should be doing, and this might be a little spicy today. A little PG-13. Can we say that? I think that's legal. We're in for a fun show. Glad you joined us.
Welcome to the Stronger Marriage Podcast with Trey and Lee. On this podcast, you'll hear real topics about real life. They cover everything from married sex to raising kids to loving your spouse so much that you're willing to forgive them for occasionally being the most annoying person in the world. Trey and Lee have raised 4 boys, been married over 30 years, and somehow still really like each other. And now, live from the metropolis of Childress, Texas, a place so flat you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. Here are your hosts for the Stronger Marriage Podcast, Trey and Lee Morgan.
Hello everybody. Hope you're having a good week.
Yeah, we're glad you're with us. We're sorry we've taken a week off. We've had a very, very busy schedule, and sometimes we try hard to podcast weekly, and sometimes that just doesn't work. We have had a grandbaby. We have had a house upside down with a remodel project.
Got carpet installed, and that made for, just a mess in the whole house, pretty much.
Yeah, and we tried really hard last week, and I'm sorry. And we're always honored when people send us messages going, "Where's the podcast?" And we didn't get it done, but we are back with a vengeance, and we're excited about today's podcast and some things that we're doing. Something that we think all married people should do, and we'll tell you what that is in a minute. And it is good for your marriage. Your husband will love it. Your wife will love it. Haven't ever met a husband or a wife who has said, "I hate it when my spouse does this," that we're going to talk about today. We'll just kind of keep that a secret for a second. Can you think back of all the things that we can just use our relationship for a second, Lee? Think about our relationship. What are some things that I did before we got married to pursue you? Because that's always healthy. It's always very, very healthy to continue to do those things. I won you by pursuing you, and you're not supposed to stop pursuing your spouse once you're married. So some of the things that I did.
That's right. You planned dates.
Okay.
You always looked really nice when you picked me up. You smelled good.
That's right. I'd put on some cologne. I didn't smell like grass or girl smoke or.
You gave me little gifts, flowers, notes, things like that.
I wanted you to know I liked you.
Yeah.
And I was interested.
Exactly.
That's things, and those are things that, healthy things that need to continue after you're married.
That's right.
And some of the things that you did, you dressed up for me. I always loved that. I loved when I would pick you up and you'd come walking out of the room, and I can remember many times going, "Wow, you look amazing." When I'd plan those dates and stuff, and you bragged on me a lot about everything. Brag on my shirt, you'd brag on my hair, you'd brag on, back in those days, my truck. That was really important to me, or my old dog, or whatever it was. But you would brag on me about everything, and what man doesn't want to hang out with a girl who's always bragging on him?
That's right.
And that's true. You tried to cook for me. I probably shouldn't say tried. That sounds terrible. You did cook for me.
I tried.
You did cook for me. You're an amazing cook, a fabulous cook. But I think there was a few times where maybe in our very early stages of dating and marriage that there were a few
I think
disasters.
I was a little too ambitious about what I tried to fix the first time.
But man, you are an amazing cook now, and everything you fix is fantastic. I love it. But there's one thing that both husbands and wives did pre-marriage that we haven't mentioned that should continue after you're married, and it is something that separates roommates from soulmates. It is something that separates, it's a precursor to intimacy. It is something that husbands and wives shouldn't quit just because they've been married 3 months, 3 years, or 30 years. So throw out there, what are we talking today?
Flirting. We flirted big time when we were dating, and
we did.
that should not stop after you're married.
Do you remember how we flirted? What are some, I think anytime batted your big brown eyes at me or touched me on the arm or, I don't know, twirled your hair. There are a lot of things. But,
I think flirting before marriage and flirting after marriage are quite different.
Then we're going to talk about that today. Yes. The things that you can get away with.
At least for
Yes,
us,
yes. But flirting is a healthy thing, and maybe you're not flirting like you used to, and you need to pick up your game a little bit. We want to challenge you to start flirting a little bit with your spouse, and you may catch them totally off guard if you do this. If you're not flirting much with your spouse, and you come in and all of a sudden you start flirting, they may go, what have you done? Or what have I done? Or what's going on here? But, man, I've never heard a man say, I hate it when my wife flirts with me. Most men love when their wife flirts with them. And I haven't heard a wife say the same thing either when their husband, brags on them or flirts with them or something along those lines. And so flirting is just a healthy thing.
That's right. It helps keep the fire stoked.
Yeah.
Keeps the flame burning.
So a good place to start with flirting and the topic of flirting is maybe asking your spouse, what do I do now, flirting-wise, that you like?
Yeah, that'd be a good place to start.
It would. Now, you may be going, and they may be going, I don't know that you flirt with me at all. And so you may draw back a goose egg there, but it's a good place to at least start to ask your spouse. Maybe you just ask them, what could I do that you would like?
Exactly. Yeah.
What are some flirting things that I could do that you would like? So let's throw out a few ideas for them today. This is an idea show. This is man, if you can't get some ideas on how to flirt with your spouse, I don't know how you can do it. So we're going to throw out some ideas of things we've done.
And you may think, oh my goodness, that's so cheesy. I would never do that or say that. But these are not going to fit everybody.
Yeah, let me throw one out that I've thought of off the top of my head that we did for a while. We share a bathroom. We have a master bath that's in there by our bedroom. And in the wintertime, anytime you get out of the shower, the mirrors steam up. And what we found ourselves doing, or my messages were a little bit more steamy than your messages, but we would write in the mirror a note to one another after we got out of the shower. Now, the thing is when the steam leaves, the note would disappear, but the next person that got in the shower, when the steam came back on the mirror, the note would show up, which was really cool. So it's like secret messages. Our only concern was occasionally we did have one of our sons that would come in and take a shower in our bathroom. So there were times we had to kind of mark out or rub out what was written so that they wouldn't see our messages back and forth.
That's right.
Remember that, right?
Always wipe them off. Yeah.
Now, one of the other things that we learned was, in case you haven't tried this, was dry erase markers. Tell me a little bit about one of the things that you did for us on dry erase markers.
What, as far as just purchasing them?
Yeah, I mean, instead of writing notes on the mirror with steam, Lee bought some colored dry erase markers that we could use on the mirrors.
Okay, I follow you. Yeah. They make. They're not really dry erase markers. They're just called
crayon,
window effects, something like that. And you can find them like Crayola makes them. You can just find them with all of your marker section at the store. And I think it's called something like window effects. And they just wipe off real easy. But there's all different colors, a package of all different colors, and they will write on your mirror and wipe off. So you can get a little more creative than just wiping.
I've drawn pictures for you.
Yes.
I've done a week's worth of really bad punny pickup lines. I have put Bible verses up there for you, verses that made me think of you. And so writing on the bathroom mirror to one another is a pretty good way to flirt with one another. And you can make it as steamy as you want to make it.
That's right.
Another thing that I've done recently that I liked, I thought was kind of cool, was I made you a Spotify playlist of love songs. Songs that I would hear while I'm running or doing something, and I'd go, man, that makes me think of my wife. And I would put that on your playlist. So now Lee can walk into the bathroom and we have a little speaker and go, "Hey Google, play the Spotify playlist called Lee's Songs," and it will play her love songs, which is I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if you thought it was or not.
It is very cool.
But I thought it was pretty cool.
It is very cool. And I guess that could also be a little bit of a gift if you're if you've done the love language thing and your spouse likes gifts, you can gift them with a playlist.
Yeah, you remember. Now we're old school. If you're listening here and you're like us, well, we've been married 32 years. I can remember each of us making cassette tapes with our songs, love songs on it for each other. Or then we went to CDs. Remember, we'd have a CD that we'd make with songs for each other for Valentine's Day or for something. And now we can just drop a playlist and put songs on and take songs off that make us think of one another.
Yeah. Isn't it nice we don't have to keep up with cassettes
Oh my
and CDs
goodness, yes.
anymore?
And
Although the thing now is everybody's going back to vinyls. Everybody wants
is that not crazy?
record
I had
players.
those when I was a teenager.
And vinyls, yeah, that back in the 70s.
Here, I burned a vinyl for you.
Yeah.
It don't work that way,
Doesn't
does
work
it?
that way.
Yeah, listen to track number
right.
4 on side 2 of this vinyl. Yeah, that's just not as romantic,
I mean,
okay?
we literally just bought our son this week a couple of vinyls for his birthday. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, which blows me away because I was so glad to get rid of all those things and go to cassettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Wow, we're old. We are so old. Okay, so you can write on mirrors. That's a great way to flirt. Leave your husband or your wife a note on a mirror and just tell them you love them. You're going to miss them today. Leave them a Bible verse, something along those lines.
Yep. Make them a playlist.
Yeah.
All good ways to start.
All good ways to start. Another great form of flirting that we have available to us today that we used to didn't. Actually, we did. We used to send each other little notes, right? We'd fold them all in a fancy little thing and we'd put "I love you" or "Do you love me?" check yes or no or whatever it was. I still have some of our old notes in the top of my closet that I've saved that our kids and grandkids someday will read and go, "Oh my gosh, this is gross." But that's okay. They'll know that we liked each other. Now you have the ability to text message one another, which is amazing. Let me just tell you, and I'll say this as nice as I can. If you are not using text message to flirt with your spouse, you just should be ashamed of yourself. It's just too easy. It takes 30 seconds to send a sweet message to your spouse, or a text message, a spicy or flirty text message. And that ought to be something that you're doing on a regular basis. What a great way to flirt, to just send a message of something sweet. And so we've written out some ideas of messages you can send your spouse. You go, "Well, I don't even know what I'd send them." All right, we're going to help you. We're going to make this easy, okay?
Right. We're going to just spell it right out
We're
for
going
you.
to spell it right out for you. Some of these will be pretty calm. Some of these may be pretty spicy, but these are some text messages that you can send your spouse that I bet you that they will like. When is the last time you sent your husband or your wife a message that said, "I love your butt"? Yeah, that's just pretty straightforward. "I really love your butt." That is a pretty good way to let your spouse know, "I am thinking about you today."
Right. Or any part of the anatomy that you feel like you need to point
it.
out.
I like
think that
maybe there's something other than a butt you like better.
a man might like to hear that you love his muscles.
Ooh,
I told you that this morning.
that made me feel good.
Yeah.
All 2 of them, or what?
2 muscles.
Yeah. That was that made me feel good. I as soon as you told me that, I thought, man, I got to get back to the gym. She thinks I'm hot. Yeah.
That's right.
But when's the last time? Man, I like your butt. Give us another one that you can send.
You could send him a message and say, "I'm still thinking about last night." Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something. Those are healthy. These are good things to do. Or maybe you can send one that says, "Hey, meet me tonight at 10 p.m. in our bedroom. I have a great idea planned."
That'll work.
And that would be a good way to do it.
That'll work.
Just
What
flirty.
you do to me is you just put it on our calendar app that we share, and then when I look at my calendar, the notification pops up that you've scheduled something.
Yeah, that just says, meet me in the bedroom at 10. But what if I'm like wanting to meet you in the bedroom at 10 to paint or paint some walls or move some furniture?
That's not going to happen. And
That had
actually,
never happened.
it'd be more like 8 for you because at 10 you're pretty out of it.
I'm an early to bed guy.
I know.
Yeah, but it works good. Yeah, put it on your spouse's calendar and just have it pop up. Bedroom plans at 10 o'clock, or if you're a late night person, 8 o'clock like me. What's another one? Maybe just something romantic, like I love when you hold my hand.
Yep.
You know, something simple.
That'll work. Or how about take me on a hot date so we can have a hot night?
There you go. Just something along those lines.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you tonight. I sent you one that it kind of turned viral, if that sounds kind of crazy. I sent you a message one time and you screenshotted it because I think it made you feel good, and threw it up on social media, and it took off. I was hoping people kind of copied it and used it. We don't ever mind people using our stuff. I sent you one going, a text message going, I am looking for a lunch date today with a beautiful brown-eyed, brown-haired girl, and I heard that you fit that description perfectly. Are you available? And you sent a message back, of course, and said yes. Would love to have a lunch date today. And those are good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you could send a message and say, hey, call in sick. Let's just stay home today.
Yeah, there you go. Or I miss you. Hurry home. Any of those things to just let your spouse know I am thinking about you.
And you did that, I think, just a few days ago when I was at the grocery store. I didn't feel like I'd been gone but about 20 minutes, and I got this message from you thinking, oh, he's going to tell me to grab cereal or something, and it was, I miss you. Hurry up and come home.
Hurry up and come home. You've been gone too long. Yes. Hopefully that made you feel good.
It did.
There you go.
You were just actually probably keeping me from spending money.
You think I did? I wasn't on purpose. No, I was
okay.
missing you. Thank you for being so good to me. That's a good one you can send. Something in there. Let's see. We've got some notes written down. How about I love your body? It is always good to brag on your spouse's body. We've actually mentioned this. It is good to brag on your spouse's body. Your spouse's body, whether you're the husband or the wife, should never be the butt of your jokes, ever. You should be talking about how amazing their body looks. Ring the Song of Solomon. That's all they do is brag to each other about how one another's body looks.
Yep. How about just praise your spouse a little bit. Tell them that you're grateful for how hard they work in a text message.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Thank them for something they did.
Follow up with something that happened the previous night and say something about, you and me last night, I am still blushing over all of that. Let them know that was good stuff. I have a sudden urge to kiss you. I wish you were here now. Something along those lines. Those are all good. How about no kids tonight? We have no kids.
No
Let's
kids,
make plans.
Just a reminder that the kids are out of the house.
Kids are out of the house.
Yes, we don't have to follow the rules.
How about let's take a shower together and save water?
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's always a good
Conserve
idea.
water,
Conserve
shower
some
together.
water and shower together.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. I know I've sent you one before saying I'll have you for dessert later.
Yeah, you went to eat lunch with a bunch of girls, which didn't bother me at all. And I went home and had lunch by myself, which I was fine with. And you said, I will miss you today. Enjoy your lunch, and I will have you for dessert later. And I remember thinking, wow. Yeah, I think I screenshotted that one. That one was... that one kind of made me tingly all over. I really liked that. So that was good. Other things you can do is wear their favorite outfit. Wear something that your spouse thinks look good on them. Whether it is to bed, you always say, Lee, that sometimes choosing something visual over comfortable is a healthy thing.
Right. I mean, you can always put the comfortable back on later, but... Start with something visual, right? We hope you have the special drawer where there are some pretty things, and that you don't always wear the oversized t-shirt and
That's exactly right.
flannel pajama pants or whatever to bed.
That's exactly right. That's flirty. Secret phrases, I think these are necessary in every marriage. Every marriage should have a secret phrase for, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. I've heard people say, I've heard wives say, hey, honey, I just want you to know I shave my legs. And that was their phrase until their kids caught on. Have a phrase that tells your spouse, I'm thinking about you intimately. That is healthy. When you walk through the kitchen, touch them on the rear end. Yeah, man, our friends over at the Purpose Driven Marriage, I like those folks. He always says, if your wife's butt is within reach, it needs some attention. I think that's great. I mean, what a great quote. If it's within reach, it probably needs some attention. Yeah. And so something along those lines. What else is on our list, Miss Morgan?
Date. We've stressed that, I think, probably every episode of our podcast that we've done. We have probably talked about
We're
dating,
not talking about that. Hold her hand.
That is part of flirting.
Call her and tell her that you missed her. Here's a good one. Secretly flirt in a crowd. How can you do that? How could you could make eye contact, wink, come hither look. Is that a word? A come hither look? To give your spouse a look that goes, man, I really want you. I think it is. Another way you can flirt in a crowd is if you're eating out, what can you do?
We've talked about rubbing their leg under the table. You just need to make sure that if you are in a crowd that it's the right leg, right?
Yeah, don't get somebody else's leg or the table leg.
Yeah, maybe it would be better to do if you're just out to dinner alone.
That would be pretty awesome, though. All of those things are good. Tell me another one about. Can we do this one?
No, I said this last week.
You did. I can't believe
flashy.
you said that.
Yeah, flash him every once in a while.
I would be all right with that. I know of a lady who has told us that she put on her husband's big overcoat and went out the back door and went around to the front door and rang the doorbell, and she said that she had to ring it 3 times because he wouldn't get up.
He was expecting her to answer
He
the
was
door.
hollering, get the door! So finally he gets up and goes to the door, a little frustrated, opens the door, and there she stands in his overcoat. He's really confused, and she flashes him. Talk about a pretty cool marriage event.
That's
Man,
funny.
I love it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yes.
I thought it was fantastic. Leave him love notes containing. I tell you something that you do that I love. Coupons, flirty coupons. Sometimes, whether it's a Valentine's Day or just something, a coupon that says this coupon is good for a date.
Mm-hmm. You pick out the outfit.
Yeah, something along those lines. Those are healthy things. Yeah, give him a coupon, something along those lines. Can we say? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say what I'm thinking. I don't know. Somebody had done a coupon that said this coupon. We're married people on this podcast. Okay, quit judging us. That said this coupon is good for 1 orgasm, and I thought that was pretty good at your choice. And I think on the back side they wrote and that day may be a 2-for-1 special day or something. So I thought that was pretty good.
That's great. Okay, so mail a card to his or her workplace. I mean, they're going to open the mail and not expect to get a card from you. That's kind of neat.
Besides, we talked about this week. Getting cards or handwritten letters in the mail is just something special because nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, we take the easy way out too often, and so to actually buy a card and write in it and address it and mail it, that takes a lot of extra thought and effort, and so that's a nice gesture.
Put a photo of you two in his briefs.
In his briefs? I think you read that wrong.
That's what I thought it said. In his briefcase.
Okay.
Or something. In his backpack. Something along those lines.
Going, I don't think that's what that
yeah,
says.
tuck a photo of you two and put it in his. He would like it if you put a photo in his briefs. I don't know.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wear his favorite perfume. Put some on before he comes home from work or before you come home from work.
Man, I like that. I like when I've come in and I can smell, I think, oh, she's got on perfume today. Yeah, I like that. Talk your spouse up to other people, especially when they're standing close by.
Right, where they can hear.
Where they can hear you say something along the lines of, meet my amazing husband or my gorgeous wife or whatever it is.
Yep.
That is good.
Compliment them in public and in private.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plan a movie night in, popcorn, candy, that sort of thing. And don't make it you'll never have one of those events where you just go, what do you want to do tonight? I don't know. What do you want to do tonight? So somebody's got to take the initiative and go, I've got plans tonight. Don't make plans. Make his or her favorite dinner. And, if it's just the two of you, if you can get away from that. And then never pass by without touching.
Touching is an important part of flirting.
Yes, it is. You touched before you got married. You did a lot of touching and flirting. And same is true after you get married. Flirting is so good.
It's good.
I love it. And I'll be honest with you. I like it when you flirt with me. I do. Keep it up. Can you do that?
I can do it.
You told me after one workshop we did, and I can't even remember when it was. I hope I get this story right, of an older couple that she leaned over to him. I mean, we're talking older, I think, 70s, 80s, and said something about, do you still like it when I flirt with you? And he said, I'm still breathing, aren't I? Or something along those lines of, yeah, until I'm dead, And so flirting's healthy for your marriage. Consider doing that. Can I tell you a couple things coming up, and then we'll sign off for today?
I think so.
All right, we've got 2 or 3 things coming up. We're going to talk probably next week about, going to go a family direction, and we're going to talk a little bit about children and disciplining children, strong-willed children, and that direction. And the week after that, we're hoping to have a couple on who have been to one of our workshops, and they're going to tell you a little bit about it and about themselves, and a little bit about their story. We love marriage stories, and so we hope to do that in a couple of weeks. We have an Andrews workshop coming up, and we're excited to tell you that it is full. And if you're wanting to get in, we're sorry.
Andrews, Texas.
Yes.
Yes.
We have an Amarillo, Texas in November workshop coming up, and right now it's full as well. Our big news that we have dropped lately is we're going to be in the Woodlands, that's in Texas, in December, and we're excited about that. Registration has not opened yet, but it will in November. Check our webpage, treyandlee.com. And it will fill up. So just trying to throw this out there. So if you're serious, if you're in the Houston, San Antonio, Austin area, Woodlands area, and you're going, well, we may see if we can work it out, you better get in there and get registered because it'll fill up.
Yep, looking forward to doing that.
We are.
We had to cancel out on them last month because of a grandbaby, and we had somebody that canceled on us in December, and they said we will take it, so it all worked out great.
Yeah, it sure did. We had our first ever virtual date night since our last. That was really cool.
Fun.
Virtual online date night. It was a packed house. Now we were the only ones in the room, but we had about 100 couples hanging out with us, and it went amazing. We gave away a lot of prizes. We had some amazing feedback. I want to share some of that online sometime, of some of the feedback. And we may do part 2 of a virtual online
We talked
workshop.
about doing intimacy edition. Is that
Yeah.
So Facebook made it a little challenging for us, technology-wise.
Yeah, they cut us off about halfway through it and had to restart, but everyone was so patient.
Yes.
If you're listening to us on this podcast, we thank you. You're so kind to us. Subscribe. Hit the like button that you like our stuff. That will help us pass it around. Share it with somebody and let them know that you're enjoying this podcast, and we'll keep doing it.
That's right. We just want to get the word about healthy marriages out there.
That is exactly right. We appreciate y'all, and we hope y'all have a good week, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.